And hello and welcome, pool fans and billiard fans all across the world to the 2025 Predator European Pool Championships. We are in Tallinn, Estonia for this Predator European Pool Championship. And the players are Konrad Yushyn and Paul Vilches Pardo from France. Yushyn is from Poland, 31-year-old, established player. This is George Teacha in the booth, joined by Eric Horlifson from Canada. Hello, Eric.
Hi, good to be with you guys. First look at Pardo here.
Pardo the break. This is a race to 8 WPA rules, playing 10 ball, alternate break. The balls are tapped down, there's no rack. They're breaking outside the center box.
Made one of the wired balls on the break. Nothing easy on the opener here. Nothing really easy on safe either. Could consider taking the cue ball behind the 5, but it's kind of tough to hit the 1 that thickly. It's a good try. Really the only shot on available. Looks like he might have left the bottom left. If not, it'll be behind the 4.
I like to play behind the 4.
Yeah, looks like he's left a small space between the 4 and the 6, but I don't think enough to get to the rail. He hasn't. He'll be on a tough kick here. Do we have much info about the French player, George?
Well, yes, he's about 23 to 24 years old. He started playing the Euro Tours in 2018. He's made the final 16 in 2019 as a junior 9-ball. He actually won there. He's made the final 16 a couple of times. So he's broken into the quarterfinals actually in 23 and 24. So he's an up-and-coming player from France, 692 Fargo. Of course, Conrad are very familiar with him. He just won in Puerto Rico. I believe it was last year or in 23. He won a Predator Open.
Yeah, second last time he was in Puerto Rico. Yeah.
Sure. Fine player. He defeated Petros Luka in his first match in this tournament. And Paul defeated. I'm still trying to find who he beat in the first round. So as you walk him through the rack, I'll look for that.
Yeah, good try to get him behind the 3. He's left it in the open. Position's tough here. Gonna have to stun back behind the 4. Gonna take a bit of speed on this shot. I'd say Yushyn is very strong on the pocketing. Kind of quick, short backstroke really lends to being a little more accurate on the pocketing side. Good opening sequence here. Didn't want to catch the 3. Gonna have to see if he's thick enough on the 3. He is. 4 doesn't really have any pockets. He's gonna want to run into it here. Hopefully he can get through the angle thin enough that he can kind of cut down the angle going to the right. He did. Nice movement. Hasn't turned out perfect, but he'll be happy to have some kind of shot on the 4. Another pocketing test for Yushyn now. Cue ball's kind of running into the 10 with follow. Maybe closer to the side, right around where he's pointing there. Gonna have to risk it. It's too much speed to really stun the cue ball off to the left long rail. He is gonna try to stun up at it. So big speed. Hit it smoothly. Nice shot. 2 good shots in the opening rack here from Yushyn. He's looking good now.
Conrad's best year was 2023, where he made close to $100,000 playing pool. It was 93.8. Then last year he came in at about 48,000, almost 49,000. So Conrad's been playing rather well.
Yeah, that's no joke, and that's just the reported tournaments. A lot of tournaments,
Sure, exactly.
They report on at least 75% to 2/3 of them, but there's other income that is coming in besides what's recorded on there. That's a big number.
That 8-ball won't provide any income. Yeah. Let's see if he goes for this 8-ball. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he could play safe behind the 9. Yeah, he could play safe behind the 9, bank the 8 towards the 10. You'd have to be perfect speed with the cue ball in that shot. So it looks like he is going to go offense here. Nice shot.
He's going to have to follow it up with another tester. A lot of pool for you folks here at Tallinn, Estonia. We've got men's and women's 10-ball right now. In a couple days we'll have the men's and women's 8-ball. And meanwhile, Fargo about to pocket his first opening game, his 10-ball.
Yeah, you can see Pardo's real quick in the stroke, kind of reminiscent of Billy Thorpe. It's a certain style that can work for some players, but kind of want to stay away from being real quick in the timing. Still a player in development. Big match for him here.
You know, I'm getting to like these little tapped-in racks where you tap, where the balls are tapped in.
That was my comment too. Yeah, we don't use them much in North America, but I mean, you can see it. It never takes more than 15 seconds to rack the balls.
Yes, and the balls are predictable. The 2 behind the head ball will go to the side pockets. In fact, he made the 3-ball, and then the 4 railers come very close. As you can see, both corner balls went 4 rails and ended up right in front of the pockets. Great spread, just not a good opening on the 1.
Yeah, they've been doing it over in Europe for at least 20 years. Particularly, they did it a lot of 9-ball. Yeah, they kind of started it on the Euro Tour.
Look at this shot. What a shot by Yushyn.
I had a feeling he would go there. Nice shot. 1 ball ended up perfect. You know, just a quick, fun little side note. When they first brought out the Sardo tight rack, everyone thought, it was how the rack was going on top of the balls. They were actually tapping the balls in that case too. That was a big part of why the Sardo tight rack was a thing. It was more the tap than the rack. Nice shot by Yushyn. Straight back draw, 8 feet back down table. He's looking strong and in form here. Had a miss in the first rack, but also had 2 really tough shots that he handled with ease. Developed the 4 nicely. Again, a lot of cue ball movement. Perfect result. Going up table a little too much, but still looks manageable.
You could choose either the side or the corner for this shot. He's over a ball a little bit.
Good shot. Had a strong result in the Derby City 10-foot this year. I want to say he won it. I can't remember if he did win or he was in the final. But anyone that can make the final of that tournament, that's a real test of cueing and a real test of overall player ability.
Well, AZ Billiards doesn't show him any information from Derby.
Yeah. It's one of those tournaments they don't always have on there.
Actually, in 2023, it shows him a 2nd place in Derby on the Bigfoot.
Okay, I think, yeah, I want to say he did it again last year. But yeah, very capable player, really coming into his own. Still just into his 30s, so long future ahead of him. Pardo
So
coming
we're
up
tied
with
at
the second
1.
break. Yep.
Cue ball went right to the side pocket.
Yeah, good snap. Hit it fairly square. Got a good pop on the cue ball. Just a little off angle. You know, the disadvantage of when you hit the break perfect from the middle, if you hit it a little off square, the cue ball starts tracking towards the side pockets. I mean, we've seen it thousands of times. Four balls can
Anytime
be
the
the
cue
biggest
ball goes to the
challenge.
side,
Go ahead, man.
anytime the cue ball goes to the sides, it's usually a mishit. They're trying to get that ball to come straight back.
Yeah. Looks like Yushyn's going to settle on the combo here. I don't blame him. Too much cue ball movement to really get below the 4, and the pocketing on the 4 would still be tough at that point. Wants to get close here. Oh, a little too close. He wasn't trying to run into it there. I could tell by how he was lining up the preparation on the 4. He was just trying to draw and make sure he got close to it. Nice recovery. He's playing quick, George. Confident with the tables.
He is.
What he needs to do. Shots.
Another left-hander here. Just got to watch Miszko Fortunski in his last match. Also from Poland and left-handed.
Looks like he's practicing, George.
Well, you better practice a little more to get better position on that shot.
Yeah, almost a little careless a couple times in this run out.
Yes.
Overran the draw from the 4 to the 9. Definitely too shorter than he wanted to be here. Nice shot. I think this is a certain style employed by big favorites sometimes too when they come in around 100-point favorites to kind of just try to flow and see if they can kind of steamroll their opponent a little bit, knowing that there should be a little less resistance on the other side. Alex Montpellier
And
here from France as well this week. There goes the 8. One ball dressing up pretty nicely over the corner. He has the right edge. Looks like he'll be able to cut it in. Cue ball's going to be going with a lot of energy going up table. Maybe a little too thin here. If it is, he'll look to get the cue ball behind the 5-7. He's looking at going 2 rails and hitting the 7 to slow the energy of the cue ball down. Another aggressive positional shot here from Yushyn. Too thin. Good chance for Pardo and chance to even the score line at 2. Like I was saying earlier, I think Pardo really needs to kind of assert himself in the first 8 games here, first 10 games. If he doesn't get out on racks like this, I think the score can start piling up on him pretty quickly. Pretty tight in the grip, pretty low in the stance. He'll develop as he goes. Shot. So the 7's going to be a little too sharp in the side. Could consider running into the 10, but I think he'll stay away from it because he'd have to draw back towards the 9. So over to the right long rail here. 7 in the same pocket. 2 rails is okay too. Just
Came up
thick
a little
enough.
short there.
Yeah, he's just thick enough that he can play with some left spin, but he'll have to put a little more effort into the pocketing here. Nice out from Pardo. Nice.
Very nice out by the young man. Paulo Vinces Pardo.
Yeah, now his break in rack number 5.
This is a race to 8, of course, folks. They're using the Aramith balls on this beautiful Predator arc table. 3-piece slate, steel frame. Made to compete in the European market and Asia. Again, that cue ball going straight over to the side.
Yeah, threatening the side there again. Caught a little more follow on that one. It was actually past the side and followed back towards it. He's okay on the result. Yushyn will be on a push here. 3 5s tied up, so be a bit of moving in this rack.
Feel he'll push to the bottom of the table?
I think so. Just pushing for distance.
Oh, you missed right there.
Oh, he's really going to get into a moving game here. Tied another ball up. Personal preference. I mean, he actually didn't tie the 7 up. It goes in the bottom right, and I think it might be available in the bottom left. Just personal preference there, but I think if there's already one other ball tied up, it's a little defensive to kind of tie another one up. Caught the double kiss. He's going to leave him over the corner. He is. Yushyn will have a chance to develop something offensively here. You can draw the cue ball off the left long rail and have a similar angle on the 2, opposite side of the table, to come back towards the 3. It's pretty natural here. Going to have to draw the ball, but he's uncomfortable thickness. Beautiful.
Broke it up. Perfect.
Yeah, he's right on the 3 now. He's worried that he's a little straight, but he'll be happy to have something offensive. Shots are tricky, George. The cue ball can kind of lose draw because it doesn't have enough time to start backspinning when the cue ball is so close to the object ball, so he chose to follow through. Just checking if the 7's available on the bottom left. It is. Bit of right spin here. Play up the right side of the table. Wants to be straight enough. He's not, so he's going to have to go all the way up and down with an extension. Tricky shot here, and I'll tell you, just the way Yushyn's going about the balls, he's just kind of going about it nonchalantly. Look at this, behind the back with an extension.
Yeah, so he's got to travel it quite a bit.
Yeah,
Overcut it.
He's just playing kind of nonchalantly, and he got safe, but he better be careful because Pardo is capable enough that if you leave some chances, could be in for an upset here. Pardo's going to look for the kick and stick here. Nice shot. Similar shot for Yushyn coming up. Tougher. Have to include a swerve, or he's going to go out of 2 rails. Better play. A little more coverage, kicking the ball to the right. Did well with the cue ball there. Cue ball is actually running into the 8. It's not necessarily a bad thing for Pardo because there's no way he'd be able to slow it down if it wasn't.
All this focus is on making this ball.
A little thick. Covered the 8 though. Could go 3 rails forward, super aggressive, try to get towards the 9. I think the higher percentage play is just to try to get below the 10 and play safe on the 8. Yeah, tough one. Now Pardo with a chance to take the lead here. Got angle to move back towards the 9. He'd have to force a little too much to play the 9 in the side, so he's going to go up 1 rail towards the corner. Nice shot. Crossing the line a little bit. Good result.
Takes the lead at 3-2. Paolo Vilches Pardo from France, young youth champion.
Yeah, you know, with the youth
Conrad.
development. Go ahead, George.
No, you got it.
I was just going to say, with the youth development in Europe, these players are kind of trained under proper conditions and proper tournament settings that when they actually get into the men's division, they're ready to go. You know, you can see it's not going to be any kind of nerve issue for Pardo.
You know, Eric, this is the first European championship that I've watched exclusive in Europe. I've seen a lot of the European players that come to the States, and I see a lot of them over here and how well they do. And in seeing this tournament so far in these first 3 days, I can see the development of the younger players, as you just mentioned. And also I see the fact that since they work on straight pool first or almost foremost, it really seems to be the difference in the development of the American players and the Europeans. Along with the instructions, the organized instruction and things of this nature for these players, the federations coming into play, I think it makes a huge difference. Huge difference. And as to the success of the Europeans coming over here, those are the big reasons for it.
Well, and you can see just by the number of European players that are world class or call it 775 or above. There's way more. Tough miss there for Yushyn, and again, like I said, he's got to be careful here. Four balls trapped along the left long rail. He's going to have to swerve at this ball first. Nice shot. Caught it a little thinly, so he's going to be a little far from the 2. Some aggressive, really aggressive offensive options, but I think he'll consider safe here. Ideally, you'd like to play the cue ball behind the 5, but the angle that the cue ball is on right now, it's tough to avoid the scratch. He is looking to pocket it. He could come all the way around the 9-10 and try to run into the 4. Not bad. Created distance. He'll be behind the 5 here on the next shot. Another loose save from Yushyn. 4 ball still posing a problem for both players. Looks like he's going to consider stopping the cue ball and playing a bank on the 4. I like that shot. He'll be betting the game on the bank. That's okay. If it goes in, he's a favorite to run the rest. Long straight shot here.
You know, depending on the speed of his bank shot, it might have a two-way element to it.
Good call, yeah.
With a 9 and the 10 there.
Yeah, good call. A little more speed. Got lucky on the result, not leaving the 4, but again, Yushyn can put him behind the 7 here. He's got to trust the table roll. We played at real slow speed over distance. Looks like he's actually considering the carom. Again, a very aggressive try.
He's going rail first.
Yeah, smart shot. Smart shot. Got to think outside the box on that one. Rail first carom, but it was pretty wired.
Well, you got to consider a lot of these Europeans also play billiards. And like we mentioned earlier, they're coached in all disciplines or so. That opens up the box, as you just mentioned.
Yeah. 9 balls available to the bottom left. Too much angle here. Gonna be tough to slow the cue ball down on the left side of the table. Looks like he's gonna have to come underneath it. Bit of left spin to hold the angle. Oh, the ball twisted on him. That ball skidded on him. You could tell by his reaction. So another chance for Paro now. Kind of like playing this at a softer speed. Too much distance to really want to elevate and get back past the side. Nice shot. It's got a little too much angle here. He's looking to come over to where he's standing now. Gonna really have to dig into the cue ball with draw if he wants to come around 3 rails. It is possible to go with a bunch of right as well. His choice. I think I'd favor the draw. Just got to really dig into it. Cut the speed down as much as you can. New cloth helps on shots like this. He couldn't have done much better, really. Shot was just so thin. He's going to
He's
stay
going to go for the
offensive.
cut here.
Yeah.
There's no cut. It'd be a bad hit.
It's okay. The 9's in front of the 10. Really need to trust your feel on these blind back cuts like this. Good shot. How's the 10 going to end up? Not ideal. Bank's playing a little long. He's playing so long that it's hard to shorten up even with right spin here. Especially on new cloth. Tough to tighten this one up. Might just back cut it a little bit and try to avoid the double kiss, and he did. What a shot.
Nice bank, and now he takes a 4-2 lead over Yushyn. In between here, I wonder how our friend Benjamin Balhazen is doing. He leads 4-1 over Mario Vulchev.
Good for him. Part of the Predator commentary team. He's on the competition side of things this week.
Quite a few matches going on at the same stage right here. This winner's qual. I think there's 16 matches.
Fargo switching sides this time, still coming up dry on the break. Yushyn has to turn things around here. 2 games stuck. He's made some kind of uncharacteristic mistakes.
Right in the middle of this match, actually, with 6 games gone by.
See if he tries to get above the 4 here. Yeah, I like that play. 4 ball being so close to the rail. Tough to cut all the way along the long rail. Looking good here to narrow the lead. But again, just blanks so quickly that he's making a couple half mistakes. He's still okay. But if you keep putting yourself in spots like this, it can add up to an error eventually.
It almost forces an error because it just keeps you scrambling.
Yeah. Yeah, he recovered quickly on that one, but it's not always going to be like that. Yeah, he's just decided to go into this match with a freewheeling mentality. Pardo's beat him to the halfway point. See how it develops here.
Yushyn to break, I believe. A lot of pool for you folks here. You've got the women and the men's.
Go ahead, George.
You got the winners and the men's 10 ball going on right now. Then we'll have the 8 ball starting on the 2nd for both genders. And then the 9 ball starts the 6th through the 8th. So for the next 8 days, we'll get to watch these gentlemen and ladies play on this great equipment.
Picture perfect break there from Conrad. Unfortunately, the 3 ended up in front of the 1. It's actually a tough combo. You really got to back cut the 1 heavily here. Yeah. He's left a thin cut on the 1. I think Pardo can slow the cue ball down. High level difficulty in slow rolling a ball like this over this distance. But I think he has to take his chance here.
I can see him shooting this with a little bit of just the English he's using, just left of center, cut in and catching the 6. He didn't catch the 6.
Yeah,
He's going to have a jump shot here.
I didn't like trying to come all the way around there. Like you said, he might have been trying to run into the 6.
Sure.
No,
Sure.
I don't blame him. You want to hit a shot like that at more speed, but I think just there was so much traffic, and if you did miss the 6, you were likely to end up like this. He's still alive with a jump. Doesn't have to play position. 3's right there. Actually, a half swerve, maybe. Oh, he had it. Have a little work to do to get on the 9. Gonna have to get in a pretty small space down by the short rail.
He may be able to hold on to his 2-game lead here. Get it back. Running these 5 balls. The 9 ball could prove a little challenging in getting position.
Yeah, if he can really get either half ball angle. Even if he gets straight in, he could go to the short side, but he's just gonna really have to be mindful. I like this angle. He actually got the worst angle possible. Maybe just enough to cross over, but it's kind of leading into the 10. You'd rather be going 2 rails across here. Well, it's okay on the bump. Nice shot. Might have even been trying to play into the 10. That's really where it was leading.
I think he was. I think he took your lead. When you said he's leading into the 10, that's exactly where he played the ball.
Yeah. Again, good out from Fargo, and he's on 5 now.
He does maintain his lead. This European Championship is sponsored by the Epbf, Pocket Billiard Federation, the Predator Group, Iwan Simonis Billiard Cloth, Aramith Billiard Balls, Longoni Cues, Kamui, and Hansavest and Folger, and DATEL.
Pardo hasn't been really successful on the break. This is the 3rd style of break he's tried. He's tried from both sides of the table. Going to move to the back rail now. Almost got the 8 in the side. But again, dry here. Just left the left edge of the 1 for Yushyn. Could be playing behind the 4 here. If he has enough of the 1, he could consider the 3-7. Nice shot. Tough diag. Oh, he's far enough to jump. Made a nice jump shot in the last rack. This one tougher. Similarly, if he does make it, he has a chance to get position. Straight in on the 1 for Yushyn. Opponent getting pretty close to the finish line. He'll want to clear up here. Doesn't want to be over top of the 8. Just avoided that. Nice play back into the angle here for a half ball angle on the 5 to move the cue ball to the right a little bit. Got a little straight. He'll be okay. Just going to have to take a little more distance and angle on those 6 than he would have wanted. Had a little angle going to the right. Good play. Hyper speed, George.
He's making fast work of these balls here.
No way. No way. Didn't go in the side, but pocket hooked.
You kind of almost would rather scratch here because you wouldn't be so frustrated by doing that. But this is going to work out. Look at the kick he just made on that. What a reward for making a good hit.
Yeah, and Pardo's going to have to take full advantage of this chance. If he does, he'll be in command of the match, really. Tough safe options here. You could play with a bunch of left spin and try to lag the cue ball behind the 10. The 9 could get involved with the 8 banking up the left side of the table. Decision time for Pardo. The bank is there in the top left. He's called it in the top left. Could be a two-way call because even the safe would be playing over that way. Went all in. It's just not there. Great try. I was playing it. Oh, look at this. He's on the wrong side of the 9. Wow.
Especially from where the 8 ball was. That's a big wow. That's, that position right there, I really hate to be negative, but that, he had room.
He had the room, but he was playing to the other side for sure.
Okay.
I mean, this is just a case of taking your opponent light, and things are going bad, But again, not to be negative or not to be too critical, but in a tournament like the European Championships, like you have to give your opponent enough respect. We'll see what the result is here, but just have to take note of Yushyn's demeanor around the table and how he's playing.
One thing you just mentioned is respect. Any player around the 700 Fargo can run out, so they can all challenge you in a short race. And as you get closer to the race to 8, to the end of it, it gets shorter and shorter. And to stay tied with them is dangerous. You keep them laying around and they're going to come get you.
Chance for Pardo here. Seeing if the cue ball runs into the 9. If it does, he won't be wanting to run into the inside of the 9 because the cue ball could play towards the 2. It's running into the middle or right part of the 9. He could be okay. Yeah, tricky. You're kind of focused on where the cue ball is going there.
Do you play the combo here with a little bit of a two-way flavor to it?
I think it just depends. We need a better angle of how close it is to the pocket. I feel like it's playing to the long rail.
It is, but just barely. If he cuts it on the right side as we look at the ball, he might have a chance at it, which is what he just did there.
Yeah, he was playing the cue ball
And
for
that
distance.
was Yep.
Natural angle's okay on this one. He's going to play up the right side of the table. So another chance for Pardo now. Fair bit of work to do from the 1 to the 2 to the 3. 3's only available in the bottom left. Straight back draw angle available here. Tough rack, George. Got to get good on the 3 to get good on the 4. A lot of cue ball movement.
Yeah, he's got to come straight back to where his hand is. And that was the problem.
Well, I think that was actually a half miscue there. I don't think he would have underdrawn the ball that much, and I think the 2 even went off the 8. There's no way he would have played it off the 8 otherwise. So just caught a half miscue on that one.
I agree with that, Eric. The one thing I was looking at when he was lined up was it had such a slight angle that might prevent him from drawing straight back. And I think in attempting to address that, he miscued.
He was stretching too, which can lead into miscues sometimes. So chance for Yushyn here. For the long pocket, most natural position. Players really avoiding the sides on sharp angles in this modern era. Modern era, they've tightened up the pockets a little bit. Really favoring the corners more than the sides now.
Yeah, the pockets on this tables are 4 1/4 on the corners and 5 inches on the sides. This Predator Arc table is just a good looking table, and from everything I've seen and heard from the players, it's very well liked. They're liking everything about it. It's got the K55 rubber cushions, speed cushions. So it's going to be a very competitive table.
Nicely through this rack. Paro to break in rack number 11. Looks like Pardo's going to take a break here. And he'll be the one breaking, so we can stay with you and give you some results of the other men's winner qualification matches.
Alrighty, I can do that if I can read half these names. Aleska Pechel leads 5-2 over Ralph Pfeiffer. Maj Badovinak leads 6-3 over Harris Tratovac. And then João Grillo from Portugal leads 6-3 over Nikola Solomonovic. And David Zalman leads over Ante Sola 4-3. Alvaro Canoniga leads 6-2 over Gert Mamrie. Then our friend Benjamin Balhazen from France leads 5-2 over Mario Vulchev. Alexander Orsuns leads 5-3 over Robin Haig Peterson. Sam Wetzel and Daniel Lang are tied at 6. Orsist Christofidis leads 7-6 over Pelayo Coeli Hurtado from Spain. And then Balaz Coles leads 7-4 over Heinu Stefansson. Some names to Marco Palmiri from Italy leads Shashko Dimitrov 7-0. Someone's having a good day.
Well, you passed your phonetics test, George. Pretty good.
It's quite a test there, geez. I tell you.
Having a look at table number 1 here.
We still have a few more matches, actually. Max Benko over Petri Urban 5-3. And then David Arda and Saki Kanatalar tied at 4. So, and then Daddy Gudmundsson trails 3-4 to Strahinka Kocic. I need a break. Some of those names are challenging, to say the least. And who knows if I got them right. And by whose standards.
It just shows the amount of players from different countries. It's a beautiful tournament. All countries in Europe represented. A tournament that a lot of players that maybe don't play in majors throughout the year could kind of keep it on their calendar as one to practice for and one to try to perform well in. Burn Castells are taking a break right now too.
Mm-hmm. I was doing commentary the last match with Mark White, who told me he used to live in Tallinn, Estonia, for a few years. And in looking over the city, what a beautiful city and picturesque place to be. You feel like you're in a James Bond movie with all the cities, like Moscow is right down the road, Helsinki's right across the pond there for the Gulf of Finland. You have Norway and Sweden real close by. What is it, Latvia and Lithuania, very close by, right next to it actually. Beautiful place.
Yeah, they have these Baltic cruises. I can't remember exactly what sea runs through there.
It's the Baltic Sea. Yeah.
Baltic Sea, yeah. And so that area of the world is so beautiful, they actually take cruise lines through there.
Yeah, gorgeous place. And all these cities that you see in all the James Bond movies are right there.
Mm-hmm. Looks like we're back in action on table 2 here. Pardo to break.
Yeah. Seen a couple balls go down.
Yeah, just have to wait for our cameras to switch back to really get back on track over there. But Pardo staying at the table after the break.
Surprised he would break the balls. Oh, Yushyn is there. I'm sorry. I couldn't see him.
Yeah, just sat behind the Selge.
Mm-hmm. Here we go. Well, we'd like to thank all you guys that are joining us here on the live stream. All the guys in the YouTube chat on Pro Billiards TV.
Interesting shot here from Yushyn. I think I would have favored going behind the 9 with the cue ball. But he's going to try to get some coverage from the 6 or the 310 there. He goes behind the 9 now. Originally called the 1 on the side. I think this was the right play.
Well, that was a just-in-case call.
The other side, though, so I think he was going to play a different safe. He called it in the right side originally.
Oh, okay.
But that was the right shot. A little straight here. Tough to develop anything. 3's not really available except for maybe to the bottom right. I think he's going to look at breaking it out. Might have to favor the long rail, which is tough with this much speed.
What a nice shot.
Good try. I mean, really had to go into the long rail a little more there to get back into the 3. But nice pocketing. He's going to go for this shot, George. I mean, it's just as tough as any of the safes. What a shot this
That's where he has to hit it. This will go. I think it's there. He's overcut it,
Over.
which I thought he might because there wasn't much available, but he's come up and left not a high percentage shot.
Yeah, at least the position's kind of natural, but definitely tough on the pocketing side.
It has a two-way feature to it. Yeah, it's got a. He can cut this and try to get behind the 9, and he'll have a shot on the 5.
Nice shot.
Got there.
So now Yushyn looking to take his first lead of the match. Nice play. In good line now.
You know, so far this match, Conrad has looked like he's going to really take control, and then just that little error, that little, thing gets away from him. But not here, not this rack.
Yeah, he's finally got ahead of him.
And he takes the lead at the most important part of the set.
And you know what? It's just a certain strategy, and admittedly, I haven't seen Yushyn play a lot. Maybe he does play on the faster side normally, but it just seemed like he was kind of overdoing it in the first few racks, and the trap that you can get yourself into is all of a sudden now, best case scenario was that he's ahead 6-5. Well, it's still close, so
it is. You're right. It is still close, and like you said, you get in kind of the habit or the flow of the game, but you put more pressure on yourself to close it out. There goes the 2. A nice bump for the 1.
Rack's pretty open here. 3 is not available to the pocket that he'd want to play it in the most, but he can draw back underneath it. A little too much angle coming up table here. Might be forced to shoot the 4 in the long pocket. Oh, he can hold it with draw. Nice shot. Looking good now. Bit of cue ball movement from 7 to 8. Like just coming out somewhere close to the middle. Lower end of the table, but middle, leaving yourself angle, and then coming up the right side of the table. Looks like it's going to follow a little.
Yeah.
A little risky. There wasn't a ton of room below it, but he does have some angle going to the left here. Nice shot. Gonna have to go around 3 rails here, but back into the line of position.
Got perfect on this 9 ball for a dead stop shot.
No, big turning point in this match too is when Yushyn almost scratched on the side. He had to kick out at 3 rails and ended up getting safe. Trapped Paro into a spot where he had to try the long bank. That would have put Paro ahead 6-3 at that point. Paro has 2 of the last 3 breaks. He's been breaking a little stronger towards the latter part of this match than he did at the beginning. Going back to the line here. Tried one from the back rail. Going to go back to the line. Big hit. Couldn't really hit it any better, but nothing down. It's tied up to 3.
5 balls made that 1 ball tough. As he's going to be elevated and stretched out.
Yeah, needs a bunch of left.
Good side of it. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I thought he was dead over the 5.
Yeah, it made a difference there that he was able to cue around it. This could be an interesting progression. If he does try the combo, the 2 is going to end up near the 3, and it could develop a breakout possibility towards the 3-8. Five got in the way. He was expecting the 2 to end up more over the corner pocket, undercut it a bit, and caught the thin side of the 9. He's got a 2-rail kick option here, and if he hits it in a certain part of the ball, the cue ball can kind of track behind the 8. Smart shot too. Paro's got a chance to get him locked up pretty good here off the left side of the 2. Bring the cue ball up table. Ideally getting the 6 between the cue ball and the 2 for good measure. 7-10 works. Nice shot.
I would be coming at it from the left side.
Yeah, there's not much as far as kick safe here. The 2's kind of locked onto the 8. I think from the right side, it's got a chance to maybe separate from it a bit. Oh, ball in hand for Pardo, and this is to get 2 away from the hill.
Keeps him in the set. And if you, like I said earlier, if you keep letting a 700 Fargo stick around in a match, they can hurt you. Can't take them lightly.
He's done pretty well with the chances he's had. I mean, really only 2 or 3 pocketing errors, not too much on the positional errors. When Yushyn has left him something, he's ran the balls well. Got for the side here, it's okay. Gonna be on the rail. Natural position back to the 8, but always tougher on the pocketing when you're on the rail like this. A little straight again, but he can stay up on the right side of the table. Gonna have to hit this with a bit of speed. Just focus on your targeting here. It's there now.
Good job by Paulo.
Yeah, 7-6 score line, 1 away from Hill. Yushyn a break here. He'll be looking to get something offensive going.
That's the second time he breaks, and I watched that second ball go to the lower side pocket, and the ball coming up from the back pushes it out of the way.
Yeah, there's certain speeds where that's going to happen a little more. He's been kind of going with a medium speed break. I don't blame him. He still made a ball. He hit one absolutely perfect where both balls went. but that can tend to happen a little more when you're taking a little speed off. Pardo can play up the right long rail here. He's going to need a bit of right spin. So overhit this. Chance to probably line the cue ball up with the 3. We wanted to be on offense. Shot. Took away the left long rail, I think. Yushyn will be playing to the bottom side of the 2 here. Promotes more distance. Outside chance of kicking it right in the pocket. He's left something offensive for Pardo. Position's going to be tough. Pocketing's tough on the 2. He can draw it enough to get over it in the right long rail and come back to where he's looking right now. Big shot here.
Backed away, changes his mind.
Yeah, I think he just wanted to get reset on the angle. It's really kind of an obscure pocketing angle. Wanted to make sure. Nice hit. We wanted a little body language there, not wanting to be over top of the 5. Cue ball's going the proper way. Looking back to where he's standing now. Have to see how comfortable his cueing is here. Cue ball's actually playing a little too far to the right where the 8 could become an issue. It did. It's tough. He actually added some right spin into the play too to try to straighten the cue ball out, but just the spin kind of ran out by the time it got to the object ball.
Exactly, it just didn't serve him the way he thought it might.
Oh, lucky not to go in the corner. Not going to leave anything offensive for Yushyn. Safes aren't obvious initially here. Could bank the 4 between the 6-8 and try to get the cue ball going along the right long rail. It's called something, but I think it's just a 2-way call. Good shot. That's about all he had there.
Just left him post to post. Bottom rail to the top rail.
Yeah, I think this cue ball can be held behind the 9 with a bunch of left, but that's an extremely tough shot over that distance and being on the rail. Looks like he's going to try to bring the cue ball back behind the 7, kind of cut the 4 into the 9. Smart shot. Great shot there from Fargo. That was a tough save. Very nice play.
He found a large landing area with 3 balls to block whatever he might leave. Conrad with the jump cue.
Gets all the way through that stack of 3 there and lands up in a safe spot. A little lucky.
You couldn't play that ball through those balls if you tried. How it went between the 7, 6, and 8, I don't know.
It's going to look to cover here.
Another good safety by Paro. Paulo Vilches.
Kicks are tough here for Yushyn. He's going to go 2 rails at this 4. Cue ball's kind of playing into the 7-6-8 area. Doesn't have much else.
Oh, what a shot.
And freed up the cue ball towards the 5. Checking out the 6 passes the 8. It doesn't. Having a second look at it. He really wants it to. It's going to be a lot of speed to come over across table, and he's actually got a little too much angle going to the left. It's like, see here in a minute. Did try to cross it. Come up short. Got a 3-rail around option here. Looks like he's going to take the more defensive route. Play the cue ball behind the 7-8, just in case he misses. Nice shot. Chance now for Yushyn to close it out. Big kick. Turning point in this rack. Tough one for Paro as he played a couple nice saves. Just wasn't able to get the ball in hand or the extra roll he needed to get on offense. You can see the disappointment in his face. I mean, he played a great match against a world-class player. He put himself in a position where he could have made it hill-hill or even got over the finish line. He'll draw some positives here, and he'll be back on the loser's side with 1 match to qualify for the final 32.
And Konrad Yushyn takes the game. He's 5 matches away from getting into the finals. Takes 7 matches, and then you get into the final. Mr. Paro will have to play 1 more match, so he's 6 matches away. What a match we just had. This is George Teja and Eric Horlifson. A lot of pool coming your way. We have more men's and women's 10 ball. The 8 ball starts on the 2nd. The 9 ball starts on the 6th. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Eric?
Yeah, there's 1 more round coming today. We'll be right back with you soon. You can keep an eye on Pro Billiard TV. 2 tables going. You can switch over to table 1. Talk to you guys soon.
Thank you.
put the cue ball for the legs, I mean balls, as with the cue balls.
Weird touch the balls.
So yeah, so when I kad staviti kugle za leg, možeš samo da nema mucanja lijevo, desno, budiš leg. Okay? Znači da stavim, I will continue here speaking now, kad stavim kugle ovako, smiješ samo udariti. Ako makneš lijevo ili desno, onda gubiš leg. Znači samo
Well, hello and welcome, pool fans, to the 2025 Predator European Pool Championships. We are on the shores of the Gulf of Finland at Kalev Sports Hall in the beautiful and picturesque city of Tallinn, Estonia. The game is 10 ball, WPA rules, race 2-5 here in the Wheelchair Championships. And you have Henrik Larsson from Sweden versus David Slacek from Slovenia. This is George Tehechad to be joined in the booth by Pascal de Schmidt. Pascal, welcome.
Hi George, how you doing?
I'm doing good here in Arizona. How about you?
Yeah, I'm really good. I'm really curious about this game.
Henrik is a very, very dominant player in the wheelchair division. He has won just about everything there is to win on the European circuit. He's been playing the Euro Tours since 2011. His opponent, David Slacek, has only started playing the Euro Tours in 2018, but he plays in some of the senior tournaments, it seems like. So this should prove to be an interesting match. Their Fargos are 631 for Larsson and 520 for Slacek.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I watched
Big
Larsson
difference.
play. Very big difference. I watched Larsson play in Las Vegas this past spring, in early March or February, and he plays very impressive, and that's why he dominates the circuit so much.
So still, but it's a race till 5, so a lot can happen. Of course,
Every
nobody
shot
is
is
immune to the pressure of the European Championships.
It's funny the way you said that. You sounded like Alex Lely.
Oh, is that true? I actually
You did.
did a lot of commentary with him.
Oh, okay. That's why you sound like him. I actually
And
had the pleasure of playing
Dutch,
Alex.
so... Sorry?
Go ahead. I thought someone else cut in.
Oh no, but yeah, you know, we're of course both from the Netherlands, so I guess the accent is somewhat similar.
Oh, so then you're familiar with Tim de Ruyter.
Yes, of course.
I do a lot of commentary with him. Well, here's ball in hand for Henrik in the opening game. And don't be surprised that he runs out here. He is very proficient with that cue ball.
So, a little question for you then, George. How about the shot clock? Do we have a shot clock in this game?
They have been playing with a shot. They have been playing with a shot clock, but I don't see a presiding referee. So they'll only call a referee if they need one, I believe, because there's no one in the arena with them. So the shot clock still applies.
Interesting.
Did he come out east?
Backhand grip.
Walk us through some of these plays, Pascal.
Well, I'm still a bit new to the wheelchair division, so
Okay.
at this point I'm still pretty impressed.
Oh, you're going to be very
how
impressed
good he
watching.
plays.
You're going to be very impressed watching Hendrik play. It was impressive when I
I'm
watched
having
him.
a hard time standing and playing pool, so you know. I think I'm a little bit starstruck.
And you should be. He's, like I said, a 631 Fargo, so sometimes he plays a little higher than, a lot higher than that, actually. In Vegas, he looked very, very dominant. Some very impressive shots.
Still, this is just a little bit funny. I think he's kind of straight. He would have liked a little bit of an angle, so can he play? Well, he just decided to roll it in, leave the thinner 8 ball, but I think he wasn't really or ready for the shot or didn't really make up his mind about if it was the best shot or not.
Well, it was almost a left-handed safety there. He didn't really want the safe, but can he cut this in, Pascal?
Oh,
It's awfully, awfully thin.
it's really thin. Also with the rest makes it well, there you have it. Played a good safety.
It just got away
Rolled
just a little bit.
too far. So yeah, if he wants to attack here, he has to do a little bit with the cue ball.
So he just has to come away from the 10. He's playing safe all the way.
Yeah.
Just took it down, long shot, trying to freeze the cue ball to the bottom rail.
I think
Now this is a shot
felt
that he
like-
can make, but he... Go ahead, Pascal.
Yeah, I think he just didn't felt there was a lot of value in going for the pot and left it long. So there you have it.
Yeah. He not only left it long, he left it on a scratch angle. So that's why David played the way he did. Don't be surprised for him to play this and get position on the 10. I mean on the 8 ball. Play it to the left-hand corner, to the bottom corner, and come 2 rails into the 10.
Wow. Great
That was his line. He
shot.
went too far.
Oh, the line was so good that he still has a shot, I think. It's a longer shot though. With these kind of distances, the new cloth helps. Wow.
Ah, he didn't come off of that. He had to get around that just a little bit more. Not sure if he was trying to hold it or slide to the rail and back. But now he's in a tough place because he's going to go for a jump. This will be impressive right here.
So I think this is really wow. Let's see.
Well, big opening for Mr. Slacek. David, I don't know if he pronounces his name David or David.
That's a good question, but since you are a native English speaker, I think you're allowed to say David.
Okay.
Or at least we can choose to go with David.
That's right. Well, David would be a Spanish pronunciation. I'm not sure about a Slovenian.
Yeah, I think maybe it could also be something in between, but there's the first 10 ball for a 1-0 lead for David against Henrik.
And it will be David's break. So that's a big advantage, depending if the break is an advantage or a disadvantage to these players. It seems that what I've seen with the break, with the tap-in racking, the balls are rolling very, very similar to what you would use with a template.
So here we can also see the overview of this nice arena. What do you think about the arena here?
Oh, this beautiful! What a nice arena. The stars all around, everything, the dark background, and then the LED board all the way around the arena is just quite a sight to see. And these tables, these Predator art tables, are just gorgeous.
Yeah, the
Oh,
tables
nice
play
break.
really nice. What a good break here.
You know, everything I've seen as I watch the players play, when they miss, they don't miss by much. So that tells you the tables are playing good, because the slightest little error, you know, shows up in a slight tiny bit. They're not missing the ball by a diamond or a half a diamond, or I haven't seen the ball roll off yet. So it's just been very impressive. Let's see what he does for this 4 pink 4 ball. Oh, he was pretty aggressive with the stroke there.
Yeah, do you think it's also has to do with a little bit of nerves, maybe, at this point?
Yes, of course. You know, these guys don't get in these arenas too often, but what I noticed in researching them on the website there, on the Epbf website, is both of these guys play quite a few tournaments. They travel quite a bit to play, so they're very active. So, you know, they'll go for some of these shots, and that was a high level draw shot there to get back on position for the 3 for the pink 4.
This is not easy.
He was going for the kick and stick safety. And this is exactly what impresses me about Henrik, is the way he plays all shots. And see, those little kick shots off the head rail or off the short rail, they're from old school. It's old school play. You get the ball, you kick it down with good speed to the middle of the table behind balls and leave the cue ball, you know, distance. And he does it very, very well. He'll hit just above the side pocket here if he can get there.
Okay, sorry, guys. Don't know what happened there, but
Oh, well, another big break for David.
so. But
Other pocket.
if I understand you correct, George, it would be a pretty big upset for David to win in this first round against Henrik.
I don't know if it would be a big upset, because he's, you know, the way from what I've seen him move around and play the ball, that last shape shot that he played showed that he's familiar in moving the cue ball with some power and control. And now he's gotten ball in hand twice to where he can win the game. I mean, look at these balls. If he gets good on this 6 ball, it should be over. But of course, you never know. As you mentioned earlier, what about the nerves? And look at this. Ooh, I thought that might come closer to that side pocket, but he'll have to. Will he slow roll this and just hold it for the 7 across the table? I think he will. He's laying up pretty nice. He won't go around. I wouldn't mind him going around. So now he's straight into the corner with a little bit of a stun run to get to the left side for the 8. Yeah, just a little draw. Actually, he drew that ball so he could reach it better.
That was really nice. Still a pretty big shot coming up.
Very, very big shot here. And he's going to leave himself a tester. because it was hard to move the ball that much to get straight in on the 10. So now he's going to have to use the bridge. And so far, he hasn't been successful with the bridge.
Oh. Yeah, that's brutal.
So this is, see, that's the difference between a 632 and a 520. Shots like that.
So George, you're an American player.
Yes.
And I think Fargo is way more bigger in America than in Europe. So for the people watching from Europe who don't know what Fargo is, can you explain about Fargo?
Of course, I'd love to actually. Fargo is a rating system that was initiated in about 2016 by the man by the name of Mike Page here in the United States. He's from Fargo, North Dakota or South Dakota. I forget where Fargo is, but it's an international rating system so that you can rate the players. And what it does is all the games that you play will go into the system. And over a period of time, will give you an idea of where you play. For instance, the highest rated player in the world right now is Joshua Filler, I believe at 856. Lower end pro player would come in at about 720, 730, right in that area. You have a lot of pros that are starting to come in the low 700s. Your elite players are over 800 by now. And there's about 50 of them. 2 years ago, there was only about 30 of them. But now we're up to about 60 players with the Filipinos coming in and some high-level play, bigger prize monies. So all the information is in a database, and it goes in, and it's the number of games you play and who you play. The numbers are weighted. As to, for instance, if you play, if David here at a 520 Fargo defeats Henrik at a 632, it would really go heavy and his Fargo would go up because that means that he would play at about that level. Because you can play above or below your level depending on who you're playing, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it doesn't. I'm a bit familiar with it, but I don't know. I know like a lot of players in Europe, well, they don't actually use it a lot, or they actually don't know about it, so that was really helpful.
Yeah. Most of the players from Europe that come over are getting more familiar with it. I don't think I've seen you in the United States yet. But, Tim, for instance, Tim came over, and when he first came over, he was low 700s. Now he's worked his way and played better players, and I believe he's up to about a 750. So, because I know you're familiar with him. And the more you play and the higher rated players that you play will help your Fargo, especially if you have success against the higher rated players.
Yeah, and so how much time does there go by before you go up? Is it like instantly, or does it?
It is
Do you
instantly.
have to wait like a year, or?
It's instantly. If you're progressing and your game's going up and you're getting out and playing, the information, as you get more data, the information will go up and down. And sometimes it'll move 1 or 2 points without you even playing, because some of the players that you played have either progressed in their game or dropped lower in their game. And as I said earlier, the data is weighted that goes in there. There's an algorithm, I think is what it's called, that the numbers have. So it's if I play a higher rated player and do well against him, that means I would play above my Fargo, and that's when it would go up.
Makes sense. So back to this game. Yes, Hendrik has an open shot on the 4 ball, but it's not easy to get a good position on the 5. So maybe he has to play safety if he makes the 4. Wow, he's as good as he can be, I think. If he's aggressive, he can attack here. So it looks like he's going for the cut shot. Cue ball. Oh. So again, ball in hand for David. Big chance.
See, these are the shots that your higher rated players would come with all the time. And if he gets, he's left himself a little bit of a shot here on the 8.
Yeah, I would have
It doesn't.
liked to see him here play the 8 ball in the middle with the cue ball going with a little bit of inside spin, going 2 reels for position for the 9 ball in the same pocket. Don't know if the 9 ball is, well, if it's doable to make it in the pocket, but wow, what a shot there!
That was a great shot. I don't know if he was playing into the 10 or trying to play it with speed to get to where he is, but it's one in the game. And if he
what a
keeps getting these
moment.
ball in hands, he's showing us that he can finish.
Well, that's one for the highlight reel.
Yeah. Speaking of highlight reels, I need one of the highlight sheets so I can fill them out. I couldn't print it off the phone, so I'll have to find a way to get that. I've been listing some, but I haven't listed. I'll have to transfer the information. But David Slacek defeated Stefano Di Blasio from Italy 5-0. And of course, Henrik Larsson defeated Vladimir Georgijski 5-0 from Macedonia, North Macedonia, in this tournament so far. So they both have a win under their belts.
Yeah. So the lower Fargo is not giving up. And he's saying like, well, you know what, George? Fargo is just a number. I'm here to
And
win.
in these short races, you are very right, Pascal. In these short races, Fargo is just a number because, as you've seen now, he's been able to take advantage of a ball in hand situation in 2 games and converted both of them. But see, early in the mistakes, there's a lot of innings in each game, and the early mistakes don't hurt you as bad as the last mistake on the last 2 or 3 balls. That's what's killing Henrik and helping David. So regardless of your Fargo, it's just a number. You could be an 800 player, but if you're making mistakes, well, the lower Fargo is going to be able to take advantage.
Yeah, so 2 to the 3. That's pretty challenging. So curious to see what Henrik will come up with.
Just going to follow, keep it simple.
I think he's kind of perfect. He maybe can make it and just go in between the 4 and the 6 to play the 3 in the same pocket. Maybe just gonna nudge the 6 a little bit, with good chance.
Good. I agree, Pascal. I really think he's got a good opportunity here to move past the 6, even if he hits it, and have a position. Oh, he's just playing safe. How smart of a shot is that?
Well,
He didn't like his angle. He felt he was going to hit the 6.
yeah, and he felt like, you know what? I gave you ball in hand 2 times now already. I'm gonna
Exactly.
tactics.
Yeah. He basically said, I'm going to stop serving you up easy shots, easy games.
So, and now Hendrik is the one with the ball in hand, with the 2 in the perfect spot. Just play a stop shot, maybe just a little draw. So, a really good chance for a clearance here. Yeah, and there you see the bridge again. That, of course, is something the wheelchair players need to deal with a lot of, well, way more than the other pros.
Exactly. Oh, that was a surprising miss.
Yeah, was that a little bit of a miscue maybe, or just maybe?
It kind of appeared, it looked,
Yeah, maybe just could also be that he shot it a little bit fast.
that was a good shot there. Very nice. Good position. Both players won their first match 5-0, so they showed they're very capable.
Yeah, so then now someone has to lose, of course. Wow. Struck that with a lot of authority.
Here's the big shot.
Oh, it just went in. The new cloth helped, but yeah, just
The new
came up in a very
the new
difficult
cloth helped. Yeah, it was. The new cloth helped, and the new cloth hurt. It helped making the ball, and it hurt him because the ball came off and got on top of the 9.
Yeah, you're totally right, George. Good call.
He would. Now, Pascal, how would you like to thin off the right side of the 9 and just push the cue ball down to the bottom rail for a safety behind the 10? He's going to leave him distance instead.
Yeah, I like what you said, but it's very precise. Maybe when you're feeling
Yes.
a little bit, nervous, then this is the easier shot to play. Just leave a lot of distance. Hit it a little bit too hard, though.
Yeah, Pascal, you make a good point. It had a higher rate of success to leave a safety. Because if you're just off a little bit on the push shot, then you would sell out and the ball would be closer.
So 4 real position maybe. No, just rolled it. Oh, great cut shot.
He makes this with ease. These cut shots like that. He just sees them so well.
So look at that extension. This 10 ball to go 2-2. Made it look easy with the big extension. Great shot by Hendrik. And I think he's taking a timeout here.
They're going to take a timeout, so that'll be a good time for us to tell our viewing public all over the world about our sponsors and the upcoming tournaments that are going on in Tallinn. Do you want to take that on, or you want me to go through it?
Well, of course, we have some very nice sponsors. I don't know if you have the whole list, but of course, Predator Qs. It's the big Predator European Pool Championships, which is very big. Aramith Balls, Kamui tips, and chalk, of course. Iwan Simonis. And I don't know if you have the whole list there, George.
I do. And Longoni cues, and you want me to go through it?
Yeah. I would
Okay.
love it.
Sure. You got the Predator group, of course, the makers of this fine Predator arc table, the Predator Arco balls, the perimeter lighting that you're seeing. Then you have Iwan Simonis Billiard Cloth, Aramith Billiard Balls, Longoni cues, Kamui Brand, and then some local sponsors are Hansavest, Folger, and DATEL sponsoring these. And for those of you that want to look up this table and get more information on it, go to Predator's website at predatorcues.com. It tells you all about the table, the 4 1/4 inch pockets, the 5-inch side pockets, the K55 top speed cushions. Of course, in Predator, you would use the Predator Arcadia cloth, but since they're being sponsored by Simonis, I believe that's what's on these tables right now. But the Predator Arc table is on there, and I believe they retail somewhere for about, in fact, they're on there for $89.95. And right now they're only available in Europe and Asia, not in the United States yet. But if you order one here, they'll get one to you. How's that? Was that a good commercial?
It was. It totally was. I just ordered 5 of these Predator tables.
Did you really? Awesome.
No. But I would want. I do want to after your speech.
Yeah, all the information. There's so much information available on PredatorCues.com. It has their players list, the players they sponsor, all the equipment. You have, ton of cues, balls, cloth, gloves, everything that's pool is there. And Henrik breaking the balls here in the 5th game. They're tied 2 apiece. On our next little break, we'll go over all the pool that's being played here these 10 days in Tallinn, Estonia. There's quite a bit of it. A lot of 10 ball. We just had the straight pool. Tobias Mongers defeats, who did he defeat in the final? And he was doing such a great job, and it just got away from him at the end. But took the championship in the 14-1. And Pia Filler wins her first straight pool championship, I believe.
Yeah, I feel like that was a
Euro Tour.
matter of time for Pia to win like a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Working super hard with her husband also, of course, but it's not all about the husband. She's putting in the hours and the effort.
Yes, and the one thing about Pia is she has the heart for this game. She made one of the biggest shots in pool in their team championships in Austria,
Yeah,
or was it
don't
Puerto
forget.
Rico? It was Puerto Rico. She made that spot shot to take first place, and it was a high pressure shot.
Oh, did he just like stick it to the four ball?
It looks like he
don't
did.
think- yeah, I think it's not available for Hendrik. Maybe he has to kick at this, or maybe, well, at least I don't think he can pot it without making a fall.
Well, we have the same view the audience has. He might have a different view down there.
Yeah, I think he's playing for a save here.
Oh, that little nibble helped him. He's going to have to go rail first. I think it's there.
Yeah, he's looking at it. Wow. Oh, bit
There's a
unlucky.
highlight shot.
Yeah, it was, but a little bit unlucky to snooker himself after such a beautiful pot.
Was that the 2 ball he just made? Or the 3?
Yeah.
2 ball.
Oh. Yeah. Just didn't have enough elevation with the jump cue, which is obviously a lot harder when you're in a wheelchair, I can imagine.
Watch him bring this cue ball towards the 7 with a draw shot for this 6. Oops. He does these shots very well.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you're right. Overdone it a little bit even.
Mm-hmm. But it's going to allow him to stop the ball right there and play the 7 from there.
Yeah, it looks like he's getting into some kind of a, like a flow. Looks very easy, fluid.
We're going to have to call him Sir Lancelot when he puts that extension on there. That's a big lance.
Yeah, that's very big. He's a little bit more straight than he would have liked on this shot.
Oh,
Yeah, made that look very easy, but
yeah.
that wasn't easy by any means.
No, he moves the cue ball very, very well. And those last two shots were a little tougher than they really looked, especially that last one to get on the 10. That stun run through was a very good shot. Well, ladies and gentlemen out there, and you fans, the women's men and women's 10 balls are going on right now till April 2nd. So we have 2 more days of it. Some of the best players in the world are playing here in the Euro Tour. The men's and women's 8 ball will be from April 2nd to April 5th. And then the men's and women's 9 ball from the 6th to the 8th. With also, in addition to the wheelchair, 8, 9, and 10 ball, the youth under 23 will be playing 8 ball and 9 ball. So you have a full menu of players and events here for offer in Tallinn, and you have 2 live streams going on, and they're free. The only problem with the live stream is you have to listen to me sometimes, so sorry for that. But we appreciate you being here, and we have a nice array of colors for you for these 2 streams. And it's free to watch on YouTube and Pro Billiard TV.
Yeah, so guys, when you're watching on your telephone or on your computer, just hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel, and don't be afraid to share the stream, because, you know, free pool. It's super nice of Predator to provide us with the entertainment and like this great production. So it would really help if you guys share the stream and subscribe to the channel.
Not sure if that goes by, and he doesn't have a shot in the side or the corner. But he's got a safety behind the 7. He's going to go for the simple one. Oh, he did have it's as close as he could come. Pascal, would you kick at the 7 ball 2 rails to the right, or use the short rail and long rail on the left for the 7 ball? Well, actually, the short rail,
go
the 2
to
rails.
short rail.
Exactly, because that 10 ball is blocking that, the long rail on the right. So yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's just available, the line that you said, but it's close.
Yeah, see, from this view, it looks like you can get there. From the other view, it doesn't look like it goes by. I like the 2 rails, short rail, long rail, right by where the ball is.
And also, when you shoot your shot, when you would hit it half ball, good chance to get like a kind of safety or a difficult shot, or not sell out at least.
Exactly. Yeah, because that cue ball is going to track towards the right-hand corner pocket, and depending on how full you hit the 5 ball.
I think the hit is a little bit easier with the short rail version like this. It doesn't want it to take any chance. Gave away ball in hand a few times already.
Let's see if David can steal this game back from Henrik by taking advantage of that opening that he just has. Nice speed.
Yeah, this could potentially go all the way. Both players play some really good shots, and both of them missed some good chances. Good work to miss the 10 ball there.
See, if he draws this straight back, he's coming right in line with the 10. So if he can get right to where he is now, he'll like it. It's about the best he can do. That's what he's going to settle for.
Yeah, he's not happy.
He hasn't done very...
Maybe miscued a
Go
little
ahead,
bit, or yeah, something like that. But he was just shaking his head like he's not happy with this. But have to go for it, of course. Good chance. There you have it. 3 each. Great pot by David Slacek.
And well, the referee racks the balls. Is that Mika? I'm not sure. The referee's name. I know quite a few of them, but I don't remember this one. Well, some of the other matches going on right now in the wheelchair division, you had Vladimir Georgieski 4-0 over Stefano Di Blasio. Harold Fink is tied at 2 with Juni Tati. And then, these are nice names. Alexander leads 3-1 over Zulai. Alexander Zulai. And these are both their countrymen. They're both from the same country. Over Alexander, they both have the same first name too. Kuznetsov. And let's see where they're from.
So Henrik Larsson scratching on the
Both
break.
players from Ukraine. Sorry about that.
So pretty tight position. Yeah, I think that's smart. Played it a little bit softer, just to be sure he controlled it enough to get in line with the 3. But that will make this next shot a little bit harder to get position on the 4. Going 2 rails. Wow, did you see that spin after? What a stroke. Was
Yeah,
even a little bit too
he
much.
moves the cue ball, he spins it.
So playing the safety here. Nicely judged. So if Henrik is able to, well, spin off the short rail and hit the 4 full, it's a good chance for a good safety. But don't know if that's on.
I don't know if he can spin the ball enough at a soft speed to stay there for the safety.
Oh, he can play in between.
Looks like he's going between the window like that. He didn't have to spin. He had a window between the 7 ball. Great escape there. David wants to play cat and mouse. Trying to position for another ball in hand, he says. Henrik escapes well, though. Be a 2-rail kick on this pink 4 ball.
Oh.
And the knuckle of the side pocket helped him.
Yeah, he's not happy with this shot.
Well, the good thing for David is on this shot is that the 5 ball is tough to get position. He's got to come all the way to the rail and then back cut the 5 and hold for the 6. I thought he would just come straight across and try to end up on the rail. Just past the 6, he'd have a shot. Good safety position here, though.
Yeah, it's a good chance you have to try to miss the 6 ball, I think, with the 5. If you play some kind of stop shot to snooker behind the 9. Or there's not any attacking option, is there?
I don't think so.
Yeah, judge that
I
really
think-
well.
I think he played that to the best that he could. He's got a 2-rail kick behind the 8 and off the short rail. Well, the ball is in Henrik's court here. Let's see what he does with it. They must be on a time clock. But I don't see anyone keeping time.
No, maybe it's just out of the screen, but of course there's also the referee wrecking the ball, so I can imagine that's also the referee who's holding the shot clock.
You're right.
Oh, is that too thick? Here comes another good opportunity for David.
Will he go for the bank here? Or is he going to cut it in? I like the cut. He likes the bank.
He likes the bank.
He likes the bank. It came out nice. Look how nice this
Good
is.
moment, though.
And one thing to keep in mind, pool fans, is it doesn't matter what the commentators like. The players will do what they need to win the game.
That's a good point.
And win the game. And he's on the hill first once he makes his 10 ball. And I think he earned that game. That was a great bank on the ball. Came up perfect position for the 8 ball. And made the next 2 balls, the 9 and the 10, very easy.
Yeah, I think you're right. He's showing some heart also. I really like how he doesn't go about and just sees the shot, goes for it.
Yes, he wasn't tentative about that bank at all. He just says, okay, if I
Let's
cut
go.
it, I have to go back and forth. It's not going to work. And if I bank it, I win the game. Well, he took the bank. Put himself in position to win the game. The cut would not have put him in that position.
Cue ball. Oh.
There might be a rail first available on the 1 ball, or the short kick off the short rail to send it down. But we'll see what Henrik does with this. 2 ball is close to the 1. No, there's no rail first. He might even just push out.
Well, it's interesting.
I didn't understand that push.
Yeah, the double kiss was always dangerous. Went for the bank. So nothing easy. Suspect somewhat of safety. Maybe behind 6 with the cue ball. And just playing distance.
Distance, and he was trying to find cover behind those 4 balls, 2 by the side and the 4-8. But he's left a thin cut on the 1. Cue ball's going to run and might hit the 2 ball coming off the little rail here. No, it's going to be close, but he missed it. Let's see how Henrik plays from behind here when he's threatened with the knowledge of if he misses and gives away another game, it's going to cost him the match.
Yeah. So they're still going to the loser side, I think, right?
Yes, this is a winner's qual. This is a winner's round 1 match. They both won their first match. This is their second.
Yeah, so not the pressure of falling out of the tournament, but still Henrik doesn't want to lose here, of course.
See if you can hold the ball here for the 4. He wants just a little angle to get off the rail to come over for the 5.
Yeah, it's also a bit easier cueing if he has a little bit of an angle. So would have liked a little bit more, I think. So like 2 key shots coming up.
He's got to be careful not to touch that 10.
So nicely struck. And this one is, I think, I would like if he just accepts that it's gonna be a little bit of a thinner 6 ball, just to make sure he has a shot on the 6 ball. Position is pretty easy on the 7, so don't do too much here.
Kept it simple, just like you suggested.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a harder shot on the 6, but no, it's not hard to play position. So full focus on making the 6. So George, where do you shoot the 8
Just
ball?
go back and forth, just make the ball. Right there. And I would go ahead and play the 8 ball on the side.
So play it
'Cause
off the 10 then, maybe.
Actually, if he gets good position on this 8, which he has the perfect angle to hit the bottom rail or the short rail and come up towards the 8, he would leave the 10 there. That way when he makes the 9, he doesn't have to do much at all. Oh, he's come up too far and he knows it. He cheated the pocket, mistakenly cheated the pocket to the left side, so the cue ball went further to the right, and he put too much speed on it. He's in a tough place here because this will cost him the match.
Well,
I would just play safe
make
to
it.
the head rail.
Yeah.
This is a nice safety right here.
Shot your shot. Good call.
Yeah, he. 2 reasons for that shot. It was easy to execute, and David has not done well with long cut shots. Not at all in the match that we've seen so far.
I have to say though, this man also is not afraid to attack.
Oh, he's faced with a shot. He's going to shoot it. Look at this.
Oh, wow.
And look at this. Look at this. Oh, he's going to end up behind the 10.
Oh,
What
that's
an unfortunate roll. Wow. What a beautiful shot he made there to end up behind the ball and almost guarantee his opponent. Well, he's got a high percentage kick shot here, but he's got to hit it. He should call the 10 ball. He's calling it in the corner. I would call it in the side off the 10. There's more chance of him cutting it down the rail than hitting perfect behind it and sending it down. See, like that.
Yeah.
There's more chance of doing that than catching it just right and sending it to the corner.
So these 2 balls to go up hill.
Yeah.
This first round action.
Let's see if he gambles here. Or will he avoid the 10 or run into it? Yeah, that was the gamble, is where are you going to hit it to? Again, he's faced with a tough shot and a decision. Do I play safe or do I go for it? If he goes for this ball, if he misses it, it probably hangs it in the jaws.
Yeah, I think
If he
you're right,
plays
George.
safe, he won't. But he may make this ball. I think he makes it. Oh, no. It didn't leave anything easy, but it's a makeable shot.
Well, was miss enough to get out of the pocket. So here for the win, David Slacek with a very thin cut. There's also a four-railer available if he prefers.
Oh,
The
I
cut
think
is
everybody
better.
that shoots this would be cutting it just like
Oh,
that. And
wow.
for the win, David Slacek wins it with a great shot, and he overcame that brutal roll to get behind the 10 on a great shot on the 8 ball. So give us a rundown, Pascal, about this match. What did you think of it? This first time you've seen these guys play?
Yeah, I'm very impressed. I don't even know how, like, I can't imagine. But they look so natural. It looks really amazing, and I think it's I think it's very cool that that there's a championship and that is streamed. So I'm all for it, and I thought it was a great match to watch. I hope you guys enjoyed it watching. What's your take on this match, George?
Oh, it was fantastic to watch, Henrik, and the heart that David showed. Made some great shots. He made some great decisions too, and then he also got a couple of. Well, he got one nasty roll, but it didn't hurt him because he was able to win the game anyway. So they're still in it. They'll come back through the one loss side. Mr. Larson will, and David will move on in this wheelchair athletes Predator European Pool Championships. Thanks for tuning in, folks. We have a lot more pool coming up every day for the next six or 8 days now, I guess it is. But this is George Teachea and Pascal de Smet signing off for you. Thanks again.
Thanks, guys. Bye.